Let's celebrate the new year. Welcome. I'm so happy to be here today for the first episode of season 4. So don't forget, leave a comment in the chat when you're watching this live, and you can ask questions, leave comment. We're here to help you and contribute with you. I'm here today with Marilyn Robinson and Irina Strunina. And we meet our co-host, as I mentioned, and we're going to ask questions and our co-hosts are going to answer. So why are you passionate about helping people to live life to the fullest using your zone and genius? Marilyn, what's your answer to that?
Well, I just became a grandma. Woohoo! And so
Congratulations.
it's wonderful. But it's brought me back to my nurturing nature of wanting to help moms. I was a working mom, and I know what it's like to try to 3 kids, a husband, a full-time career, all of that. This year, my focus is to give back to those moms and try to help them with simple ways to reduce stress as well as get some guilt-free time. So I'm loving it, and it's just such a joy to be able to share all of my mothering tricks and tips.
Yeah, I know my sisters became grandmothers during COVID, and they're ecstatic. They're like to the roof. They're just like, yeah, I'll help you. They're super excited to play that role. So that's really cool. So Irina, what about you? Why are you passionate about life?
Well, this is something that we as women actually doing naturally. And when the course of your life happens to be in such, this is what you do. And you see the results of what you're doing. It feeds our passion. So for me, I am working in a community where people need help and not often get it. And for me to know that I actually am helping and I hear their feedback, I hear this saying, thank you for the group that you created, thank you for the community that is here, such helpful and informative and all this. This becomes, for me, I feed from it. I sometimes thinking, why did I start it? But then another way I'm thinking, I cannot do without doing it. So this is something that feeds us responses that we get from people who we're helping. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I feel that when we do things in life and then we get amazing feedback, what do you want to do? You just want to do more. You just want to have more of it. And that's the same thing with me, with the people around me. Like every time I talk to people, I say, wow, your background is so serene, it's so wonderful. And they say that, like and my clients, they get great results from what I do when I coach with them. And for me, it fulfills me. It makes me wanting to do more, wanting to search new clients so that they can, experience the amazing breakthrough that they get. And it's fulfilling. I found that my life is really fulfilled, and it's the best way is to wanting to help others and wanting to support the community around you. And I agree with you, Irina. I mean, with your group on Facebook, you have so many followers, and you see the interaction between them and how they can really make a change. You make a change by creating that group, and now people helping one another, and that's super nice community. Thank you. So yes, thank you, Colleen. Happy New Year's to you too. So now, next question is, why is celebrating new beginnings important for professionals to thrive in their life and in business? Let's start with Arena this time.
First of all, I apologize. I hear some noise outside. Do you hear
A
this?
little bit.
Because some construction just started while you was reading the question. But celebrating new beginnings is important because we are sometimes so focused on this goal that we're supposed to achieve that we forget that this every new step that we start is actually extra step towards that goal. And if we do not meet those challenges, those new beginnings with the smile, with the enthusiasm, there is no way we could actually reach the end goal. We got to challenges. We got to embrace those difficulties. This is how we grow. This is how we progress and overcoming it. We're becoming stronger and becoming more able to achieve what we're aiming for. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. It's contributing. It's like, well, that's what we're doing now, like the rebirth, right? Like we're learning, and whatever happened in the past, we use that as a baggage of knowledge that we can bring forward. That's pretty cool. So what about you, Marilyn? Why are you passionate about helping others with life in the fullest using your zone of genius?
Okay, so on the rebirth topic, the celebrating is so important, uh, because we get into that rat race of go, 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 and, it's one of those things where, um we stop to smell the roses. So taking the time to sit and think about, wow, here you are in a new place, doing something new, energized, and it just helps you really realize how full your life is. I think one of the things that I do is oh, okay, it's done. I did it. And you don't really think about how valuable that experience was because you're on, like Irina said, you're on to the next thing, the next goal. And I think what people need to do is stop and smell the roses, go ahead and take that moment and say,
Yeah.
wow, I did it. Oh my gosh, I did it. Pat yourself on the back. Get and then enjoy the moment. And I think the other thing too about for me, when I accomplish something, I really feel energized and motivated and excited about life. And taking that second to understand why I feel that way is really important because it kind of follows you forward. So then take that next challenge and have success in the next thing that you're focusing on.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Marilyn. And I agree with that also. Like we have such a great panel today because I found that you both have experienced so much in your business and your life that you understand the step that needs to be taken. And like I was talking with some friends and saying, if you have a goal, like especially now everybody's setting goals for their business, for their life, go to the gym, have more clients, closing more sales. But if you do 1% towards your goal every day, in 100 days, your goal should be achieved. If you move baby step, just a little bit, 1%, a little bit more, 1%, 1%, if you add that towards your goal, just consistency, because often what happens is that people start and then, oh, that shit doesn't work. And then they stop. And then they might be at 15%. They do it for 2 weeks, but they have no result. Of course, you at 15%. Keep going, 15, 20, 30, and eventually you'll reach 100 and you'll have your goal. So it's really important to be consistent. And when you have a new beginning, to really able to move forward and be achieving your goals, baby steps. Thank you, Colleen, for your contribution. So, what's the next question? Stay inspired. How has rebirth been a problem for you in the past, and how did you overcome it?
Mm.
Marilyn, what do you think?
So it's scary. Let's be honest. When something new comes along and you're not necessarily sure how you're going to handle it, that rebirth is, am I doing the right thing? Have I decided to do what's best for me? And, can I accomplish this? So you have a lot of, potentially a lot of doubts come up and the fear of failure.
Mhm.
You've decided to go down a new path and you're kind of excited about it, but again, you don't know how successful you're going to be. So the fear comes in. And I try to focus on, hey, I've been there. I've rebirthed so many times. I'm turning 65 this year. So let me tell you, there's a lot of rebirths in 65 years. But, they end up, if you can just push past those fears and the lack of confidence to go forward, there's so much energy and excitement in trying something new, doing something new. And it's modify as you go.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Learn from example, move forward, make a few changes as you learned in the past, and say, I'll readjust here. I won't do the same mistake as I did before. So that's great advice. Irina, what do you think?
Well,
So how has rebirth been a problem in the past, and how did you overcome it?
the the problem, it's always a problem, and for me it was the rebirth. For me, I had this several events in my life that I found myself in totally new place, literally. I mean, even moving from one country to
Physically.
another,
Yeah.
it's a rebirth there. But then there were different other incarnations. And to me, in the most cases, it was not easy. It was not easy because this is unknown. You got to believe in yourself, and very often for myself, I found in myself that, like, who am I? Why me? Why it's trust me? Well, why somebody will believe in me? All these thoughts are coming to me on a regular basis, and I know that I find myself in this position so often that I'm glad that I have a team of people surrounding me who are actually taking their time to list everything that I've done so
Yeah.
far, everything that I overcome so far. And that helps me to build up a little bit and feel more comfortable, because it's never comfortable to start something new. But when you feel the support, when you have people with you who maybe they're not doing the same thing, but they believe that you can do it, they remind you about what you already have done, kind of this emotional support is extremely important. And they, even they not exactly criticize, but if they find something that you can improve on, they help you with that. So this is how I overcome those challenges with the rebirth. I can do it. I'm the right person for this job, and I have a great team with me.
Yeah. Having amazing support around us is really important. And that's what I've learned over years is that, like, I'm a coach, and but I have coaches, and many coaches, that even my coach has coaches, right? Like, it's really important to seek for support and help to support you. Like, doesn't mean that they will do everything for you, but just to know, like, it's like going to the gym and you lift a really heavy bar. You want somebody to be behind you just in case, to guide you, to help you push it up. And it's the same thing in life. You need to find your tribe and get people that will support you. And I have had for myself that question. I've had so many rebirths in my life. And from, like, not just like growing in life, but from different paths, completely 360. And I was in the technology business and I became a massage therapist, right? It's like, it's totally different, like totally 360. And now I do coaching, and I've done a whole lot of things in between. And but change sometimes can be uncomfortable, but I personally thrive on change, and a little bit too much sometimes. I have the shiny sand drop object shiny object syndrome. It's like, oh, that seems interesting. That seems interesting. But it's important that if you do have the shiny syndrome object, is really to pause before you launch yourself into a new change and say, is that really what I want? Because sometimes you want to create a rebirth, but maybe it's not time yet. So it needs to evaluate. And sometimes I've done some rebirth where it was not the time, and then that created me to not be successful or not being able to move as much as I wanted to. So evaluate every time you're in the process of doing a rebirth. Sometimes you have to take leap of faith. You have to jump and say, okay, let's see what happened, because I know from the bottom of my heart that that's really what I want to do. And then do it and get your team to support you and find people, because I've heard that many times since the beginning of the year. You're a reflection of the 5 most people you hang out the most with. So who are you hanging out with in order to support you in your tribe? So look for great people to hang out with, and you will do your rebirth a lot easier. So what's our next question here? Here we go. Everyone's here. So now, who should you ask for help when you are trying to live the life to the fullest? So we already almost went through that, but I think it was inevitable, right? So who should you ask for help? Marilyn.
Yeah, I want to add on to what you were saying. The thing is that why wait? I am kind of a little ego that I can do it all. I know what I need to do. I can get it done. I can get it done. But shoot, it takes so long. Whereas when I work with someone that has the expertise that does it all the time, things go so much faster. And I want to enjoy life. I don't want to spend months trying to get something done when I can work with someone or a couple of people at the same time and get things done in a month.
Yeah.
So, again, it's anything against that you don't know how to do it or that you can't do it yourself. It's the reality of wanting to do it a little quicker and and get to enjoy it instead of struggling over it for months on end. Uh, and so I think, my first thing is just getting over the fact of asking someone for help. Uh, you know, that ego getting in the way that I need to ask for help. So that's the first challenge. But then finding someone who resonates with you
Mm.
and understands the value of what you're doing and can, be part of your creative team. That's so, it's so energizing to meet with people that support me. And they're like, I go, oh my gosh, that's such a great idea. Yes, I want to do that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's super cool because yeah, like the 5 strongest people around you will support you, and the 5 weakest people will drain you down. So be careful of who you're hanging out with for
Yeah.
sure. Irina, what's your thought on that?
My thought on that, everything what Marilyn said, I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. One more thing, just to add to it, that the surrounded with already helpful, but there is important to have in your circles also people who already a little bit ahead of you on your
Mhm,
path, whatever you're
mhm.
doing, because yes, we can break with our heads any wall and do all the mistakes and learn from them. We are all capable of doing that. Easier to use the experience that some people already have, and to have in your circles people like this, like say Monica, for me right now is breaking the wall, going through the ice, breaking the ice for me, so I could flow through this easier, because there are some things that we do that somebody already did. And I like to have more people who already did what I do. For one thing, they inspire me. They inspire me to do it because I see that this is doable, this is achievable. And for another thing, I can learn from them. And sometimes, when you're lucky as I am, they will share with you what mistakes did they do, so you can avoid them, so you will get to your destination sooner or with less pain, or enjoy your route better. So that's who I think we need to surround ourselves: supportive people and people who already have done, at least, not, maybe they're not there yet, but they already half a step ahead
Yeah.
of you. They already did this half a step, and can share the experience.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And yeah, share knowledge is pretty amazing for sure. And one thing that I found is, um, sometimes, a lot of time when I talk to people, they say, yeah, but I don't have money to hire a coach, for example, right? But it doesn't have to involve money. Like, a lot of people take that building a team means that, oh, I have to hire these people. You can have joint venture, you can have collaborative team, you can have, okay, I'm good at, let's say, I'm not, but I'm good at editing. Right? I can read and see all the mistake and help you with your grammar and all that. And you're good at doing videos, so we can contribute to one another. I can edit your text, and you can help me, set up my video and all that. And there's different things like creating a course, or I'm good at marketing. Okay, I'll teach you how to do marketing, and you're good at copywriting. So we can support one another and grow together. And just like Irina said, also, it's nice to have like bush there's a name for that, right? Like people that break the bush in front of you, right? But people that are there and are creating a little path ahead of you so that you can follow those track. And sometime what I found with those joint venture, because it's really a joint venture, is that you could also support them in a way. You could be ahead of them in something else, and they can be ahead of you in something else. And that's how the collaboration can really grow, and everybody can win, win, win. It's not about, there's a lot of people out there that are willing to help you and needs help from you. So let's all contribute together. Yes, I know that, Monica. That's super cool. Yes, Peggy and you, they're just like, two cards in a deck. They all go together, but they're different, right? Wonderful. Thank you so much, lady. It was such a pleasure to have you as our guest. Oh, one more thing. What is the one tip for calibrating your life by focusing on new beginning? So who wants to do it first? What is a one tip that you can
Okay,
give?
I'll go.
Marilyn, go ahead.
So I think the thing that I learned over my life is, really taking time out, whether it's just minutes, whether you're luxurious and take an hour, but it's taking the time out to really reflect and look at how wonderful your life is. And really, I didn't do gratitude journaling for most of my life. And so now taking the time to do that and think about all the things that are going well in my life, and really enjoy life, be present in the moment and enjoy all the little stuff. I think when I turned 60, I started noticing all the bugs and the flowers in the yard again, where my kids used to point them out. Now it's like, oh, the sunset is so great. The sunrise is so wonderful. And really being present and enjoying each moment of your life.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. What about you, Irina?
My tip is be patient, because so often we, and I catch myself on it all the time, we have a goal, a dream, a plan, and instead of being patient and work one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time, all of a sudden I find myself like, I supposed to have this and I don't have it. And this is such a disaster. Or I'm claiming so much that I don't deserve and all this. But I have people, but you already have done this, this and that. And this is what you already got the results with. So you are on the right track. Just be patient, continue continue working on it. So my tip, be patient. Things will happen if you continue working on what you are working on. Things will happen. They will happen in time when it's time for it to happen. You cannot jump ahead of the moving train. So let's do this. Working on a plan, be consistent, and be patient, and celebrate every little step that we achieved today. That's kind of like multiple tips. Sorry about that.
Yay, celebrating. I love celebrating for sure. Yeah, multiple tip, but that's okay. We'll forgive you. And what I would say for me, I got something from Brendan Bouchard and what is the book? Six Habits or something about six habits. And what he was talking in there is transitioning from one activity to another. And in some ways it's sort of to get closure of the activity you just end. Take 5-10 minutes before you go, be grateful for what happened and prepare yourself for the next one and anticipate it with joy and happiness and success regardless of where you go. And when you do that, that helps you calibrate your life, because let's say you just came out of driving in traffic to get to your destination, and it was stressful, like there was a lot of, you feel like you were late, you were anticipating that, and then you arrive and you're like, oh my goodness, there was so much traffic, and then you walk in and you're like a storm walking into the meeting. But if you're able to, once you're parked, you say, okay, whew, okay, wow, I made it, I'm so happy I'm here, now I'm going to have that meeting, I'm going to meet these people, and create an intent. And that will bring your calibration from super high and excited to, whew, okay, wow, I'm here now. Be present to where you're going. And whatever happened in the past, you can't change it. So just accept it for what it was. And then you move forward into, okay, now I can move forward and have an amazing meeting because I made it here. I'm good. No accident. I made it live. And let's move on. So it's like that in everything. You just finish work, you get home, you have all your thoughts about work in your mind, and then you walk home. And then, okay, before you bring your problem from your work at home, make a moment, calibrate your life in that way. Take a step back, say, okay, whew, now I'm going home, I'm going to see my children, going to see my husband or my wife or the people there, and I'm going to have a great evening. So when you do that, your life will change, because then you don't bring a baggage of negative feeling and stress and anxiety with you. You move forward into your new life, and you have a new beginning about 5, 6, 7 times a day. So enjoy that beginning and calibrate yourself before you jump into them. Oh, we have some announcement. Are you ready? Oh, Marilyn, you have announcement?
So I do, and I have launched a new program. It's for super moms. So,
Yay.
everybody strives to be the perfect mom, and you can. And so I'm offering a program. It's 16 weeks, and it's there online, Supermom 101 at my Canva site. And, it's just to really zero in on what's most important. We can't do everything. So what is most important to you about being a mom? And how do you want to help your children? What kind of relationship do you want to have with your spouse? And, what do you want to do for yourself? I used to say, oh, I work, my career is my time. And, that was my justification for not taking any other time for myself. So I'm working with moms one on one, and it's been a lot of fun helping them, embrace a new year of being and becoming a super mom.
Wow, that's fantastic. I didn't know that. I'm so excited for you. That's super cool. Wonderful. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Irina, what's going on in your life?
Well, in my life, we have a lot of changes. So I am Smart Move 360 is my company. Diabetes 101 for Beginners is the Facebook group I mentioned earlier today. Our group is now 80,000 people, and on the February 11th, we will have second. anniversary of this group's existence. So what we are doing, we're supporting people. We're supporting people who were recently diagnosed, who didn't get much instructions, who maybe got instructions but didn't remember what they were told. A lot of different varieties of how the situation was developing. Point being, we the whole last year we were having our diabetic healthcare expos events going on, and this year we are going to do continue to do that. So on the March 25th there will be the first event for this year. So if anybody knows someone who uh, need this information, because we have doctors, we have medical professionals, nutritionists, we have nurses talking about how to manage fully, how to thrive in your life, and don't be the victim of this diagnosis. So
Hmm.
if you have some information, if you are the one who need this information, if you want to learn more about it so you could help somebody who you love, and come to join us on this event. It will be a Facebook Live in our group, Diabetes 101 for Beginners. And we also have a lot of events happening. Anybody who is looking for information about diabetes and how to manage it, join our Facebook group. The life is going on, and we don't want you to be on the back seat of it. Let's drive the this vehicle.
Wow, this is fantastic, ladies. You're on fires, you know? I think it's I hope people will take advantage of that. So one more announcement is that we have our next conference, global virtual conference coming up, and we are calling for all dynamic speakers. So if you want to contribute to our conference, it's coming up very quickly in February. So please contact Monica Anderson, contact us, join us, and we'll love to have you. We also, if you want to be on our show, we always have room for new co-hosts. So go to minklifemotivation.com/live and get all the information there on how you can join us. So that was an amazing. So thank you so much, Marilyn. Thank you so much, Irina. You brought so much value into this conversation, and I hope everyone benefit from that. So I invite you to come and check us out. We're on live and on Wednesday morning and Thursday afternoon. So check the schedule. I want you to be here and join us every time we go live, because we have an array of wonderful co-hosts that are there to give you great knowledge. So see you tomorrow afternoon, everyone. Have a wonderful day, fulfill, and don't be afraid to move and to new beginnings. Goodbye.
Bye.